Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. John McClain, and today I will continue the series on short answers to tough questions. And today I want to look at the question of, did you, God, elect people based on or out of a sinful humanity? This is not an uncommon question for those that hold to a five-point Calvinism perspective of the tulip, if you're familiar with that. When my students ask me how many points of the tulip I am, I tell them 2.5, and they look a little puzzled, and I say a half a point of each, and they will usually chuckle. I am Calvinistic in my view of salvation, certainly not eschatology, and I do not believe in limited atonement as defined by Calvinism, and I have those discussions elsewhere on this YouTube channel of mine. But here the question is, did you, God, elect people based on or out of a sinful humanity? Calvinism often says God didn't have to elect anybody. That's true. But they say that God chose to elect out of a sinful humanity. And that, in a sense, gets God off the hook. He didn't, God is the boat out there rescuing people who are floundering in the sea, and he rescues as many as he can, but he's not required to rescue everybody because everybody doesn't want to be rescued, or there isn't time to rescue everybody, or whatever. Well, both are untrue. I think, according to Romans chapter 9. Romans 9:10-16 says this, and not only this, referring to the twins, Jacob and Esau, but there was Rebekah also, when she had conceived twins by one man, our father Isaac. So you have Jacob and Esau, you have Isaac and Ishmael. You have these choices that God makes along the way based upon his will. But notice what it says. And not only this, but there was Rebekah also, when she had conceived twins by one man, our father Isaac. For though the twins were not yet born and had not done anything good or bad, so that God's purpose, according to his choice, would stand not because of works. And in the context, I would say good works or bad works, but because of him who calls. In other words, based upon God alone. It was said to her, the older, meaning Esau, would serve the younger, meaning Jacob, which was contrary to the cultural tradition and happens to be a theme throughout the book of Genesis, of God choosing against the culture. We could even call it a counterculture of the day. And so it was said to her, the older will serve the younger, just as it is written, Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated. And we need to remember that this is quoted from the book of Malachi with a backward view to the lineage of Isaac and Ishmael and Jacob and Esau and all of the election that God chose in eternity past and in the presence of time. And the choices were not based upon anything good or bad that they had done. Now, what is the answer? Jacob I love, but Esau I hated. Now, there's no doubt that Esau was more evil maybe than Jacob, but Jacob was evil. And Esau married ungodly wives, and Jacob married wives chosen for him. But he goes on, what shall we say? There is no injustice with God, is there? May it never be. May the thought never come into existence. And why is that? And the answer is because election fully rests on the decision of God in eternity past, on his triunity counsel of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It wasn't based upon God arbitrarily saying, well, Jacob's not as bad as Esau, or I like Jacob's wives over Esau. Jacob was the child of the promise. But it says, he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion, so that it does not depend on the man who wills or the man who runs, whether it's good or bad, but on God who has mercy. Now, I know I don't fully answer the question, but I'm trying to tell you what are some of the wrong answers. And the wrong answers are that God, I don't believe, chose out of a sinful humanity, chose the less sinful over the more sinful. No. Did you elect people based on or out of a sinful humanity? No. God chose before humanity, good or bad, running or willing. God chose to apply mercy, and that mercy was absorbed by Jacob, by God's will.